With the 17th Amendment, what happened was the House of Representatives' function was to be the petulant children of government. So their job was to come up with crazy ideas, crazy laws, all of those things. The more liberal version of government jurisprudence would be the House of Representatives, your crazy ideas. And then you had state senators who were supposed to be between the House and the president, who would say, well, here's a good idea, but the rest of this is retarded, AOC. Like, we're not doing all this. That's crazy. Or whoever else. Name your Republican who's an asshat as well. We're not doing these things. And that's because it would erode the state's rights and the state's constitution and what made this state great. Because what the legislatures would do is say, hey, Joe Rogan, you've made a lot of money and you've got a big podcast and a big voice and you've learned some lessons around the way, and you were able to do that in Texas, and you decided to come to Texas because we had all of these things that California didn't have. We need you to go to the Senate for 3 years or 6 years or 7 years, whatever it was back then, and represent those same principles. So when Obamacare comes through, you can say not only no, but fuck no, like I'm not voting for this thing. And it was to protect the state. But what the 17th Amendment did was it was redundant with the House of Representatives, which was, in the founders' eyes, the only popular vote part of the of the American government was the popular vote. And then you had, the way the president gets elected through electors, but you had the state Senate, which was appointed by the states. So the legislatures, and I'll use North Dakota, where I'm from. You'll have two big cities, Fargo and Grand Forks, North Dakota. It's where the universities are. It's where your crazy kids are. Crazy thought exists, hyper crazy ideas, but some of them are useful. The rest of the state's agriculture, right? So all of those legislators from all of those counties or those legislative districts would get together and say, we're going to put Bill Thompson, that would never happen, but in charge of he's going to be at the Senate representing North Dakota, but he has to represent the whole state. In other words, you can't do things that will help Grand Forks or Fargo because that's where the universities are. That's where all of the crazy politics are. You also need to be thinking about the guys out in the western counties, Lemoore County in North Dakota, or way out west. You have to protect agriculture. You have to protect small businesses. You have to protect families.